Hi, my name is Adrienne and I make What's for Dinner videos. If you need dinner ideas and dinner motivation to cook more for your family, hit that subscribe button because I've got you covered. This week I have 4 delicious recipes, starting out with my slow cooker pot roast. You're going to need a rather large pot roast because we always like to have leftovers. You will also need some Lipton onion soup mix, minced garlic, a generous squeeze of ketchup, several dashes of Worcestershire sauce, low sodium chicken stock or whatever stock you have on hand. This is just what I use in my house. And then you're going to need to make about 2 cups total of broth. You're going to sear the pot roast on both sides in a cast iron skillet, transfer it to a slow cooker, add the liquid and cook it on high for at least 8 hours. And if you've ever watched my videos before, my kids are super picky and this is one meal that I can get them to eat, and we really enjoyed it. My next recipe is my version of a lighter take chicken Parmesan, and I say it's lighter because I bypass the step of dredging the chicken in flour, and I'm also not dredging the chicken in egg batter first because I've marinated my chicken in buttermilk, sage, and garlic, and I let that sit in my fridge overnight. And I'm going to be using the liquid from the marinade to really get my panko to hold, and I'm using about 3/4 of a cup to a cup and a half of panko and about 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. And then my seasonings that I always use are granulated garlic, ranch seasoning mix, and smoked paprika. I rarely measure things, and what's great about this recipe is that you can customize the spices to whatever your family prefers. And then once I get my chicken out of the marinade, I'm going to really press it down in this panko and transfer it to a wire-rimmed rack. You can see my little kiddo, he wanted to take a look at the Parmesan cheese panko mixture. He likes to get into the kitchen and help me. I love that. And then after you get it all covered and pressed down in the panko, you're going to heat some olive oil in a nonstick skillet and sear all the chicken. And then you don't have to have it cooked all the way through because you're also going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then you're going to top it with your tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese for my husband, and then a little bit of a sprinkling of oregano, and bake it in your oven until the internal temperature reads about 165. And this didn't take very long because these chicken cutlets weren't very thick, and this was a really yummy weeknight meal. And I served it with spaghetti for my husband and a big side salad for me, and we were all full and we had happy bellies, and that's always a good thing. My next recipe is chicken pot pie, and bear with me because this is a little bit labor intensive, but trust me, it's so worth it. This is so good. I am going to season up some chicken thighs and chicken breasts that are bone in, skin on, with some seasoned salt, ranch seasoning mix, granulated garlic, smoked paprika, and pepper. And then I'm going to cover it with about 2 cups of low sodium chicken stock and cook it until the internal temperature reads 165. I will remove it and let it cool, and then I will also saute some carrots, celery, and onion in about 2 tablespoons of butter until softened. After I've cooked down my 2 tablespoons of flour, I'm going to deglaze the pan with a couple good glugs of some white wine, and then I'll be adding my cream of mushroom soup and my chicken gravy, and then I'm going to slowly incorporate my reserved cooking liquid. I don't like my pot pie filling too runny, and I don't like it too thick, so I kind of eyeball it until it's my desired consistency, and then I will be adding half a cup of frozen peas and frozen corn, and letting that cook for about 15 minutes until everything is nice and combined and the frozen vegetables are no longer frozen. This will make enough for 2 nice-sized pot pies, and while this was all simmering, I have defrosted and thawed and rolled out some store-bought frozen puff pastry, and I'm going to make sure I roll it out big enough to fit this pie. I will put it on top and kind of trim the sides, crimping the edges with a fork, and then I make an egg wash and I baste it on top and cook it in my oven at 375 degrees until the top is golden brown and bubbly and delicious. And oh my gosh, this was so amazing. I was so impressed with this meal, and there was enough for leftovers. And look, my pot pie looks like an alien, Jess and the boys said, or shocked, or just giving you a dirty look, but this was so good. The last recipe I have for you this week is a coffee cake. I try and bake once a week, and I've been making a lot of brownies, and my son doesn't like chocolate. Imagine not liking chocolate. And I wanted to find something that I thought he would like. He really likes cinnamon, and I found this recipe on Pinterest. I will have it linked in my description box below. It has amazing ingredients like butter, cinnamon, brown sugar, and sour cream. I mean, you can't go wrong with those ingredients. It was really easy to put together, and this was a hit. My husband loved it, my son loved it, my daughter even liked it, so yay. This goes great with your morning cup of coffee, and definitely check out the Pinterest recipe below. That is it for my week of What's for Dinner. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. I hope everybody is staying happy, healthy, and safe, and I will see you in my next one.